just trying to do so she can do her job better. Like, it's one thing to lie about something like that, and then you lie that you took out, $20,000 from the savings account.
What about? But what? Hold on, I'm gonna get to that, Sheffy. Sheffy, you ain't agreeing?
No.
Never lie.
You have to understand who your woman is. If that is feasible for her to maintain her peace, then absolutely. If you guys have had a discussion and that was what you guys came up with, that's great. Don't lie to me.
Period.
Or what you gonna do, Sheffy? Or what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
It's nothing that I could do so much as it's now I've developed the distrust for you.
Oh, I was worried because we know how you get.
No, you ain't gonna end up on no t-shirt.
Put them on the
shirt. Right.
But for me, trust is a big deal. And I get it, well, I didn't want to worry you, blah, 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 blah. If you don't want to worry me, then say, okay, here's what happened, here's how I handled it. And then I'm settled because it was handled. As long as the situation's handled, it's handled.
So that's going to segue perfectly into this next thing, because I believe that sometimes there are reasons to lie. And I want to know, when is it okay to lie? However, I got somebody, we got a spokesperson, and the way she's going to bless us, it's the divorce court, Mrs. Divorce Court, Judge Tyler. Judge Lynn Tyler, she's going to have a little breakdown here about her husband lying. And I just thought it was one of the most beautiful things I ever saw. And I agree with everything that's about to be said.
Go out of town, work. Hey, baby, is everything fine? Yeah, everything's fine. Hey, baby, everything's fine. I get home. He said, well, now that you're home, baby, let me tell you what the hell happened. And, the house went up in flames and then this and that. But he lies to me till I can get home. He says, and I said, well, why didn't you tell me? He said, what could you do? And he says, I got it. I'll carry that. I'm not going to call you about that. Or I'll go away to work. I won't call him for 3 days because it's just been hectic.
I'm sorry, I haven't breaking up. Is everybody playing okay?
I know what you're doing.
Yeah,
I'll let him play again for you. Him. And it's always, not always easy, but it's always meaningful and joyful because we know it and we acknowledge it.
All right, fellas. So y'all heard that. Judge Lynn just said you can lie to your lady. As long as it's in her best interest.
Right. As long as it's in her best interest. That's a good one.
But I get it, though. I mean, he wants you to be, and you already said, and I'm sure, again, it's like knowing you. He knows you. You said you anxious. He said you worried about all these different things. Why put some more on your plate?
Last thing you want to do is gin me up. You want to have my mind clear so I can do my job. And if I'm worried about what's happening at home, my mind is not clear. So he doesn't allow that. And the one time in 14 years, he called me. He said, baby, I'm so sorry. And it was a legal matter. One of my kids.
Okay.
Should I ask? Here's what you do, baby. But that's what we do for each other.
Yeah, so basically her husband lies, like she said, if there's something crazy going on and she asks what's going on, he's not forthcoming with her. He's like, everything is okay, because she gets anxious if something's going on. So when she gets back, he tells her everything that went down. This is what happened. And she said, well, why you didn't tell me? He's like, well, what could you do about it? I got this. Because if I tell you, you're going to get anxious. You're disrupted. You're not focused on doing what you got to do. So essentially, as long as it's in a woman's best interest, it's okay for us to lie. Right? Yes. I need another nod. Nod.
We do that regardless.
Nod. Angela, nod. I need a nod.
Oh, I guess, he's just trying to do so she can do her job better. Like, it's one thing to lie about something like that, and then you lie that you took out, $20,000 from the savings account.
What about, but what, hold on, I'm gonna get to that. Sheffy, you ain't agreeing?
No.
Never lie?
You have to understand who your woman is. If that is feasible for her to maintain her peace, then absolutely. If you guys have had a discussion and that was what you guys came up with, that's great. Don't lie to me.
Period.
Or what you gonna do, Sheffy? Or what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
It's nothing that I could do so much as it's now
Oh,
I've
okay, I was
developed the
worried.
distrust for you.
Oh, I was worried because we know how you get.
No, you ain't gonna end up on no
Put
t-shirt.
them on the shirt.
Right.
But for me, trust is a big deal. And I get it, well, I didn't want to worry you, blah, 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 blah. If you don't want to worry me, then say, okay, here's what happened, here's how I handled it. And then I'm settled because it was handled. As long as the situation's handled, it's handled. But I don't want to be sitting there and I finally get home and I'm like, half the house done burned down. It's like, well, why didn't you tell me? Like, I could have provided you resources from even where I was. No, I couldn't physically be present, but I can still help. I'm that kind of woman. I always want to help.
Well, see, that's the difference. If it's a man that gets shit done, then do what you got. The house burned down, motherfucker. You do need to be telling me what's going on because you ain't got it. So that's the difference. If my man handle his business, then I'm okay with him handling that.
Yeah, that's it. If you handling it, it's fine. I still want to know. But if you handle
You just know it.
no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Look,
not being nosy for me. It's more of if I have to change how I navigate something because something has happened, I want to be prepared for that. I don't like surprises. I prepare for everything. When I knew I was pregnant with my son, I'm 6 weeks pregnant. I'm already preparing how I'm going to navigate my career for the next 5 years. That's just how I plan. So you have to know who your woman is. I'm not that woman you're going to spring no surprises on like that. Like the car, the tire done fell off us on the side of the road and the bumper messed up and all that. And I get home and now I'm looking at the car messed up. Why couldn't you just tell me? I don't like surprises.
if I think it's gonna make you cry, I might tell a lie.
Oh,
Lying to me is gonna make me cry.
Now let's
see?
look at this. Let's say the roles were reversed, and my girl and your lady had to tell you a little lie. I don't want my lady lying to me at all because I'm gonna call her a liar, and I don't give a damn if it was to save me. At some point, I'm gonna look back and be like, "You fucking liar! You lied."
well, is it lying or are you just delaying? Because like I
It's
know,
lying.
No, if you don't tell me what's going on in the moment, it's a lie. I don't give a damn if you told me 2 weeks later.
See, now I will withhold information. Like if I had someone that
You're
was
a
on
liar.
vacation, like even when I've gone on vacation at my job and my business partner, like I'd be like, oh, like what's going on? She's like, oh, everything's good. And I get back and she's like, you know what? We did have a little flood in the bathroom, but I did take it. I was like, oh my God, why? She's like, I wanted you to enjoy your vacation. I didn't want to like ruin it for you when I could, because I knew you were gonna get all flustered. And I'm like, you all the way over. You're all the way over in Italy. What the hell are you gonna do all the way over in Italy? She was like, so she's like, but I can handle it. But it wasn't like, but again, I think it depends on what it is. Like, if someone like passed away or something like something that's really serious, yeah. But if it's something like, oh, it was just a bump in the road and it just wasn't. It didn't matter to me to bring it up now, but I'm telling you now, even though I handled it, but people know my personality type and they know I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to stop what I'm doing. They're like, no, go be in Rome and do Rome things. Don't worry about that the toilet flooded. Yes, it flooded. We called the plumber. We got it up. We finished it, but I didn't want to tell you at the moment because you were in Rome.
But that's still different. That ain't somebody you romantically involved with.
Oh, I'm just saying. But even if I was on vacation somewhere and my partner got that happened, the toilet flooded or something, I'm like, how's everything? Oh, everything's good, and they handled it. I wouldn't have been mad if they handled it and they just didn't want to ruin my vacation. It's regardless.
I love this. I love this because I do the same thing. I know that's going to fluster her. I know it's going to wreck her peace. So I keep that inside of me and I take those burdens. I take those things with me and don't share those things because her mind's going to be hurt, her soul, her heart, something's going to be bothered. So I will wear this on my back and keep this to myself. As much as I want to tell, I won't.
Yeah, and like I said, it depends on what you're talking about. Like, you're like, oh, guess what? I went and invested $30,000 in a property while you were gone, and you didn't ask me, and you did it like surprise. I'm like, okay, wait.
Some money moving, so I'm gonna see that in the account. What we're talking about is like, let's say trust issues. Like, we gonna see large sums of money moving. We gonna see these type of things. But as far as like I said, if it's something that I can handle on my own, I'm gonna keep our conversation as pleasant as possible. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna keep our conversation as pleasant as possible. Am I gonna lie probably a little bit? Yes. Would I like her to lie to me? No. I need to know all information up front.
Wait, hold on, bro.
I don't
Time
understand.
out.
So like,
You
you
did
were in
not
Vegas
just-
with your boys, and the toilet flooded, and she didn't tell you until you got back, and she handled it. You would be mad that she lied about that because she wanted
Yeah,
you to
I could be like, shit. I got a homie that's a plumber, and it can come and they can fix it. I know somebody can do it. They can fix it.
You first of all, you don't send no homie that's a plumber to
I
your
ain't gonna
house.
send no plumber to
Because
my
he gonna
house.
lay some pipe. You don't do that. Damn,
I ain't gonna send no plumber. But however, I'm gonna just say, hey, let me tell you. One thing I don't stress about is shit I can't control. If the whole house could be flooded, if I'm in Italy, I'm like, babe, get your shit out and go to the hotel. I'm gonna have fun where the fuck I'm at. I don't give a damn what's going on in America if I'm in Italy, unless somebody died and I gotta come back.
Right.
That's it. But if you handle small things without me, but keep me abreast of what's going on, but handle the small things without me. Now for her going out of town and some shit popping off, I'm gonna just be like, hey, babe, everything good. The house could be flooded. I'm like, yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell her the shit on the way back home. I'm like, yeah, man. Shit, you on your Spirit flight? Yeah. We ain't got no house no more.
You just said that
what we gonna
liar,
do?
that would make you a liar.
That's fine. I'll take that. I don't want my girl to be no liar.
I still think that's lying.
But
I think that's helping.
But
I think that's helping out.
What?
He said, I don't want her.
I don't see myself keeping that type of thing from him to help me any damn way. We're talking about a man that's keeping this from they want to make sure, she's emotionally sound and not worried or concerned about something. Yeah. Of course you want her to tell you.
Huh? I mean, I'm
you would want your woman to tell you, right? You just said,
of course.
yeah,
Yes.
but
I'm not gonna tell her. I'm not gonna make her upset because her shit come with a whole bunch of questions. I don't ask questions. I'll be like, look, is the shit fixed? Yes, done. Well, how did this happen? Where were you at? Shut the fuck up! Like, I don't want to have all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
See,
right.
that is a difference.
The problem is solved. Cool. I don't give a damn how it was solved, as long as you didn't involve another nigga. It's solved. But the thing is, I don't want to have to tell you all the backstory on how I solved this shit. And that's what get the arguing going on. Because why did you do it this way? Shut the fuck up. And that's, I just don't want all that.
Frank, are you with lying to preserve a little bit of peace, happiness, and are you just with a little bit of lying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Because I don't like unnecessary stuff.
There you go.
So if it's something that I feel like really doesn't require an explanation, then hey, I might forget to mention it.
Forget.
He forgot. Memory, bad memory.
Omitting.
So and vice versa. If it's something that something happens and it's within your realm of control and you control it, then don't call me about it. Don't call me and say this happened and then I did this and I did this and everything's okay. So what you need me for? So
Exactly.
like, wait till I get home and let me know such happened and I did this and it's resolved. Okay, cool. What for dinner? That's it. But no, I mean, it just depends on the situation. If it's something that can cause issues romantically, then yeah, don't lie to me about it. But if it's something that just
Keep that to yourself too.
yeah, like yeah, I mean, yeah, hey, don't
See, my girls are like Sheffy. When she says Sheffy like to help solve the problem, when I say, damn, babe, I lost my Bluetooth. Well, let me help you find it. And we search it. I'm just like, God damn, like, I just said it. I don't want your help to find this shit. I just said I lost it. Well, I just want to help you find it. I found it. Now leave me alone. Like, you know, it just, I don't want it to turn into that, like the extra. Because I'm frustrated because I can't do something. And then you just try to jump in and try to help me because you're helpful. Your helpfulness is going to be a little bit more of out in my way than anything.
Yeah, in the goddamn way.
I'm not the helpful in the way person.
So you're going to be in the way if I can't find my Bluetooth and you don't know where the hell I put it. I know where I put it last, not you.
Now, okay. Now, on the subject of that, anytime my ex-husband would lose stuff, he would call me and ask me, did I know where it was? And I was like, yeah, I saw it such and such a place. So I actually did help. But he called me and asked me, or he'll like ask Miles, because my 8-year-old, he knows where everything is. That boy got a photographic memory dang near. So stuff
because
like
y'all live together. Y'all live together. See, I don't live with anybody, so I got a motherfucker looking through all my shit now to find.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, see, no.
And she gonna mess around and find them draws, and then you gonna have to lie to her again to save her feelings. Come on, man. God, Lee, man, we gotta preserve some relationship with a few lies. Anyway, I don't want to belabor on that one because in that interview, Judge Lynn Tolliver dropped some jewels, and I want to play the rest of it. I didn't know that her husband died, man. When she dropped this, when she dropped this interview, it was shortly, like a couple of months after or shortly after this interview. And this interview, man, I'm not going to play it in its entirety, but I urge people to go and watch the entire interview where she talks about marriage and her thoughts on, how to survive marriage long term, and that what they titled is Judge Lynn Tolliver's secrets to a long term lasting marriage with her husband. So I'm gonna play some of this and I'll pause it, or you guys tell me where to stop when you hear something that you want to stop and chop it up about, because she drops so many jewels that even, marriage or just long lasting relationships in general, man, she blessed me with it. So I figured I'm gonna play it and let her just go ahead and rock out.
Peace. Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice.
Man, that's beautiful.
Very nice, yeah.
And see, it's interesting because a lot of times, and that's why we, even as a platform, we got to bring other people up here with successful relationships that's already doing it. Because, again, you're hearing all this information, all the groupthink that you discussed prior. And when you hear somebody actually having a successful relationship and the stories they tell, the things that they say and they do, that just sounds like what it really takes to have a successful relationship. Mm-hmm. It's almost like listening to somebody like your college professor teach you about business and actually listen to the entrepreneur who's had a successful business for 30 years.
Right.
It's a very big difference, and it's something special about the information you're given because it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And again, I see how social media can misinform a lot of us, whether it's misinforming us to think that we need to overly be, about self, and not conform to other people because that's dangerous.
Get all the negative people out of your life. Some people in university just give up. No, you're not making me joyous right now. Go away. It's terrible.
You should not be in an unhappy relationship because if the relationship is bad,
not feeding your soul, you shouldn't be in it.
No. You on point. Because that's like saying every time something happens in your business, you need to quit the business and get a new one. Which, no successful entrepreneur will tell you that. You got to weather some hard times in your business as well to be able to see success. But I don't know if we built like that, Judge.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
So what's going on with y'all? What's happening with?
I want to pause it right there real quick because she talked about that groupthink, and I want to know is groupthink that we see in social media? I mean, we all partake in it to a degree. Is it more harmful or helpful in today's dating and relationship environment?
Absolutely harmful.
Speak on it, Chef.
The bulk of people are doing nothing more than trauma bonding over bad experiences instead of actually getting help. As long as somebody agrees with me, I can't actually be wrong. No, they're wrong too. Both of y'all asses is dumb. And therein lies the problem, because you have people thinking that just because it's happening to them too, then the other people are the problem. No, it can't be me because somebody else is having the same experience. No, baby, it's still you, because you're the common denominator among all of the women or men that you are dating. And a lot of people aren't realistic with themselves. So they'll just go around and say, well, such and such is narcissistic. Baby, you don't even know the definition of the word. And you're not, you don't have the credentials to diagnose somebody with narcissism. So please stop using that word. Or, the other terms, gaslighting and all of that. Yes, these things are happening. Yes, they're happening. They may be prevalent, but they're still not the majority. So you can't go around saying men ain't shit, women ain't shit type of things, because only these things are happening in your world, but you got 20 other women who are having a different experience. So it's a lot. It's a lot to do with people thinking that their singular experience is the global majority, and it's nowhere near that. You're not that special enough for your experience to be what's happening to everybody. You're just not. People need to get help. They really do. But because they can sit there and trauma bond with other people, they're using that to escape even their need for help. Well, I can't be having this problem too. Yeah, you do. All y'all need help.
Dropping game over there. As soon as you drop that baby, you start dropping some game again, girl. About time. Told that little baby to get on about it. He was sucking up all the wisdom, his little greedy self. Now she done dropped the baby. Now she's dropping game again.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I want to get Angela's take on it. Is groupthink more helpful or harmful in the dating and relationship?
And can you define what groupthink is, just so I know I have the right term?
Like kind of like on social media, where everybody is basically sharing so many of the same thoughts that it now becomes this thing. Like they said, everybody's pretty much coming together saying, "Oh, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks," and now it has people out here navigating the dating and relationship world, I think, predetermining what their own experience is going to be based on what they're hearing people say. So I'm like, how helpful is the group think? And I'm not saying that. I do think sometimes when you have a collective of people come together and they share their experiences, there can be something learned. But kind of to Sheffy's point, are y'all all just trauma bonding and y'all actually need to get help yourself?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I do think that sometimes misery loves company.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you can seek out everybody who's miserable, and then everybody's miserable. And if you seek out positive energy, it's easier to seek out positive energy. I do think where groupthink helps is that people don't feel alone in their issues. I think sometimes people will be like, oh, I thought it was just me that had this issue. And at least I know it's not just me. But the downside to it is, because I've seen certain things that are more prevalent, because you curate your own feed on your Facebook and Instagram page. So you're going to see what stuff that you look at. And one thing that I had to catch myself on, to be honest, and I was just like, I was having this party with, they were all Caucasian and, all married and stuff like that. And I was telling about my dad, and I was like, oh, I just, my dad's amazing. He's not perfect, but they just don't make men like him anymore. And they all said, oh, yes, they do. And I was like, oh. They saw my ass out real quick. They were like, they're like, all of our husbands are amazing. They cook, they clean, they do this, they do that. So I was like, damn, okay. But they're like, oh, no, just keep looking. You're going to find the right one. But don't say that. There's plenty of men out there who are going to take pride in being a family, a dad, a husband. Like all of our husbands, like, you know, they're not perfect, but like they're amazing men, and they will move hell and water for us. And I was like, wow. So you do have to be careful about who you're hanging out with, and definitely keep a grain of salt with what everybody says too. But you don't want to be cynical where it's like, oh, everybody's got to be doing this. So I do feel like there's certain topics that it seems like when I talk to like other people, like in like my friends and my sister and stuff like that, they're like, what are you talking about? Like they have no clue about anything. Like some of the topics we talk on here, they have no clue. Like they're like, who talks about this? And more importantly, do they have kids? Because if they had kids, they wouldn't have time to talk about this kind of stuff. Right. No, we're trying to get ready for school and stuff like that. We're, you know, and I think it also depends if you're married versus non-married. I think that makes a difference too if you're more involved in things. But some people are just not involved, and they're just in their world. Everybody's more married and doing this and doing that, and they're seeing examples of that. So when we say things like, oh, like the gold digger thing, and they're like, what? That's what some people like, especially some of my white associates, they're like, what are you talking about? Why are you even talking about this? People talk about this. This is actually an issue about gold diggers and this and that. And like, what age group are they 20? And I'm like, no, these are grown ass men. They're like, oh, Angela, yeah, you need to go like just meet other people who are not on social media. I've definitely been told that.
That is a very, man, there's so many dating coaches and relationship coaches who are telling people, get off social media and go outside. Just go outside. Go to these places and talk to people in person. Everybody's not talking in memes, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but because I wanted to get some of you other guys' thoughts on it. Chanel, is it more helpful or harmful, the group think that's out there?
It is on, you know, that's already been need to be supported, and they're one to vent to and need to have added perspective to their experience. When you're being on that's a whole different thing. It's like my story, so that's everybody's story. You know, just to piggyback off what definitely trauma bonding is definitely harmful if you want to elevate in that area.
I get you. I definitely agree. Frank, you've been married for a stretch. And what Angela just said makes point. A lot of married people are doing what married people are doing. And I was married for a stretch before getting back out there. And so I do know that married people, family people, they're in this world right here. And when they go to social media, they hear and see this stuff. It doesn't sound real. Some of the things that I've heard in the dating world that I didn't experience, I have heard guys share online, and I've had guys share in person. But I think that there's several different groups that are not seeing all the same stuff. And so when these conversations are had, it's oftentimes, where y'all at? What do y'all see? What are y'all doing? You being married and having been married for so long, do you think you might lack a little awareness when it comes to the group think out here, whether it's true or false, as to what's actually going on?
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
My bad. I forgot I muted myself because that damn dog kept barking. But yeah, man, I'm an outsider looking in, and I understand that the scope of the landscape of the dating world has changed tremendously. Like I'm like thrown for a loop when women say they don't want to be picked up for a date. Because last time I was dating, it was still a requirement to not only set the date up, but go and pick the date up. So that's just a small example of a change that happened while I've been married. So as far as everything else, all the complaints and everything that I see, that's all I ever see. I can't remember a time that someone shared a successful dating experience. But I'm also aware that negativity gets the most shine because it's the loud. It's the most controversial, and controversy is entertaining. So that's going to get the more clickbait. So I'm definitely aware of how bad it is out there, which is an incentive for me to work hard and stay married, because I'd rather put the work in the marriage than putting the work in out there trying to find something out there that may be destitute in a land that's destitute. And as far as the group thing, well, I wanted to touch on that. I think it's more harmful because it's like, what's that website that people used to always go to self-diagnose medical condition, like WebMD, something like that?
WebMD, yeah.
That's what it's like. It's like the group think it's like going to WebMD. So people get on Instagram, they get on Facebook, and they start looking for what that familiarity of that negative thing that happened to them. So now they're congregating together and saying, this happened to me. Yeah, this is true. And that is true. So it's true for everything. So then they start generalizing everything. So now it's all men are trash. All women are gold diggers. Because people get online, and what they're more exposed to is the negative experiences. So that's what they gravitate towards. So so what's that negativity is creating this echo chamber of suck. You know what I'm saying? Everything suck. And everybody's agreeing that everything suck. Women on this side, men suck. Men on this side, women suck. Everybody suck. Ain't nothing good. And that's the narrative because of this group thing.
I 100% agree. I actually did have, Remy, I want you to jump in and give us your thought if it's helpful or harmful. And I actually had a positive dating experience that someone shared that I wanted to share, that I wanted to talk about, because it was a woman really speaking positively about a dating experience. I do want to share that. I do want us to talk about it because it is something positive, but we'll come back to that. Remy, is the group think more helpful or harmful out here, bro?
It's extremely harmful, man. Because a lot of people have had bad experiences, and the thing is that what you want to share is mostly the bad experiences. But a lot of people just don't want to talk about how they may hold themselves accountable on how situations may have played out. You understand? So in my what I can say in my most recent situation, when I met my girl initially, I was dating a lot. Like, I was going on 3 dates a day with 3 different people. And man, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, man, it can happen.
A lot of goddamn money spent.
It happens, hell. But the thing was that made her different. She called me back and she was like, "Hey man, I really liked you, and you just ghosted me." And I was just like, "I did ghost you, but I mean, what's up?" And she just showed that genuine interest. She's like, "Look, I don't give a damn what nobody's talking about. I'm really just genuinely trying to get to know you." So we got to know each other. We weren't physical, no hugging, no intercourse, no nothing for 4 months. 4 months.
Damn, 90 days, man.
Man, 4 months. I didn't do anything. I didn't even hug her for 4 months, and we really got to know each other. So now, like so now that I didn't post to her or anything, but now I'm like, damn, you know what? All I see is negativity online. So lately, you've probably seen a lot of me posting me and us online.
Yeah, we seen it.
Definitely see it.
You
Let me tell you.
teasing.
Boy, I got a
Let me
huge
tell
smile on
you,
his face.
because it's so many women out there that got so much bad to say. I'm like, no, fuck that. We going out, we having a good time, we doing this, we doing that. And the thing is, I'm gonna keep doing that shit because all niggas ain't the nigga that you're accustomed to dating. And the thing is that if you're a quality person and I don't feel like you're embarrassing me, I don't have no problem showing you all. Like if I'm secure in the situation, I'm be happy about it. The thing is, you have to understand a lot and showing that situation too. What you also see is a lot of hate. Because I was single for 7 years, and in 7 years, I tried to holler at a lot of motherfuckers. And in 7 years, I got turned down every fucking day. And now they see this shit, they like, oh,
Back
bitch.
then you
You
did.
know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah.
It could have been you.
Back
It could
then
have
you
been
did.
you, but you were
And
so
now
busy
how
doing
you
something
on me?
and not trying to even get to understand, learn who a nigga is, learn who I am, or learn whoever you're trying to talk to is. You so busy trying to goddamn compare and relate with another motherfucker. Like, yo, get to know somebody. Remove yourself from all the distractions if you really fuck with somebody, and get to know that person outside of social media, outside of what your friends and family and everybody got to say. You got to learn, you got to dive into that person. And look, man, that like with that collective thinking and shit, it's not gonna be good because everybody suffering a heartbreak. You don't know when somebody's suffering a heartbreak, and that person could just project their situation on you and just lead you down a blind path. So fuck all that goddamn collective thinking.
Yeah, and then
I'm
I
going.
also wonder if it's different between race too, because I feel like I always
Definitely.
wondering like, do white guys be on here saying stuff like this?
Whoa!
Wait, hold on.
Boy,
You,
they
I
built
got
the
something.
manosphere. They built the
I was about to go
manosphere.
in.
They are. Wait, hold on. They built the manosphere.
No, I mean,
They built the
I'm
red
not
pill
saying they
community.
don't
They
or
built the
do. I was just
incel.
saying, like,
They
are they
built.
having the same, some of the, like, that's why
I
I
can
got
go.
out of some of the dating groups because
I
they
get
were
you.
also negative.
If y'all wanted to give me 5 minutes, I will go find them. Rollo Tomasi, all these dudes, the Andrew, they built it. They built it, and then
They
black
really
men said, "Oh shit, we too." And then they said, "We're gonna build a black manosphere." And please
But
don't.
check this out. Manuel, check this out. Adam 22. A white man sharing his wife with a black man. A black man would never share their wife that they fuck with 100% with another man. White men, you have to understand, white people are different than us. We're not the same species. These men literally, okay, we are the same species, but these people like different shit. They share each other. I would
Plenty
never
black people sharing each other, baby. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not
Plenty
black
Black people get down. Black people get down with it too.
My girl, my wife,
being
anybody.
poly or sharing or having sexual preferences. That's
Yeah.
That's definitely not.
Them lifestylers is wilding. But real talk, no. To answer Angela honestly, the whole red pill, black pill, incel, manosphere, all of that started with them. Just like child support. Child support started with them too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, so
I'm not saying they
complain.
don't. I just wonder like how the conversation goes. Like, is it the same?
It's almost the same. They talk about gold digging. Yeah, almost the same.
I actually the other day, big old like single white doing her makeup for a date. She's like, I'm so nervous. I'm drinking wine. She obviously wants to go straight into her dating experiences based on what this makes. So she's like, yeah, I'm just so tired of running into these men. They want to be in these men groups and they want to huddle around and talk about going to work out, but they're not taking care of their kids and they don't want to work and they're calling themselves entrepreneurs and like that whole the same conversations that are in rotation in their circles too. Basically, she's like,
absolutely.
Like me and my friends are talking about these men. Why are there, multiple men that huddle up together their business and they're not, paying child support. It's a white woman. So for anybody who's like, complaints that a lot of women have, it's the same shit on either side. It depends on what you're giving.
It's the
your
United
attention to.
States of America, baby. It's
Right.
Western
Yeah,
society.
I feel like it's probably more so because the majority of my friends are married. So
Right.
90%
Yeah,
of my
right.
friends, like it's 4 of my best friends are white. 4 of my best friends are white, but none of them are on social media. We all talk like on a phone.
Are you in a relationship, Angela? Are you in a relationship?
I'm dating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody
So,
serious
but the
or just like
majority of
dating
my
around?
friends, say again.
Somebody seriously or dating around?
I'm just dating. I don't have anybody serious that I'm honed in on yet. So, but yeah, most of my friends are married, so they're not even, and then most of the people in my family are married. So I think maybe it's that. So when I
do think that does play a part, because honestly, when I was married before I was single and actually dating, the questions that women would ask me, I was like, why are you asking me this kind of shit? Because in the dating world, they were getting these experiences. And then dudes, I started talking to dudes like, okay, let me ask my male coworkers. Let me ask the young guys that I work with. Hey man, so you live in this city, you know what I'm saying? You're a young bachelor, bro. How's it going? They're like, man, it's all right, but man, this chick just tried me the other day. Well, how'd she try you, young brother? Man, so we swipe right, we chatting, we talking, and she told me I can go in her Amazon cart and start buying stuff. She said if I wanted to do something nice, I can go clear her Amazon cart. And I said, well, what'd you do? He said, oh, I just stopped responding. He said, then she came back in the response and said, oh, you're not the type of guy that I would date because you're not generous. He like, I don't know you. And he just deaded it. I work with this guy. This guy is solid, cool, regular dude. And he's like, they will try you just like that. So these things are happening in real time. And what my conversation with him was like, hey, young blood, I know she tried you, but don't get it twisted. Dead that one and just move on to the next. Just dead that one and move on to the next. But years ago when I was married, when somebody would have told me this, I'd have been like, how? So I think these things do happen. I do think married people are in their own world. That and if they don't come up, if they don't have a reason to go look around and pay attention and find out because they're single friends, they just might not know.
So Manuel,
they're totally immersed in family,
right?
Which is great. That's where you should be. But like a lot of them, like, oh, I'm not getting on that crap. They don't want to be on social media. Like like a lot of men that I know who about this shit are definitely not on social media at all. Like what they're like, oh no.
So Manuel and Sam, so Manuel and Sam, are most of your friends that you have with your wives, are they married? Like do y'all find yourselves hanging out with more married couples now that you're married?
Not at all.
No.
So for me, yeah, it's crazy because since me and Bree got married, I think 2 of her peers have gotten married. And then she has friends. She's only, I think it's half and half for her. Half of her homegirls are married and the other are single. So she has like a half, and then like her coworkers, a few of them are married and a few of them are single. So it's like it's a half and half dynamic over here. And so, but who do we hang out with? I mean, yeah, if we like if she goes and hang out with her homegirls from work, one is single, one is single, and one is a relationship, and she's married. If we hang out with people together, by default, I mean, we invited some people over some time ago. Everybody was with somebody except for the 2 single people that came, and then homeboy got her phone number while he was here. You know what I'm saying? Matter of factly, just putting it out there, y'all. That's the environment we provide. Y'all come over here, we're gonna be trying to pair motherfuckers up. I'm just saying, just that quick. But because typically when people are with people, they try to, hey, I got a friend, and we wasn't trying to hook them up, but we made sure she was single, so I made sure he was single and available. And when we invited them, they just did their own thing, and we just stood back.
It's only one married couple that we're cool with, but we don't. Every blue moon we'll hang out, like if it's an occasion or something like that. But as far as just having regular other married couples to hang out with, No, not one, because I think shoot, all of my white friends are single. So it's all with the girls are hanging out. The girls are hanging out. So that type BS. But,
See, I'm gonna
he said BS. He said that type.
yeah.
BS.
You see, in my situation, I find myself not even want to really hang around with too many single people because I don't want to hear that rah-rah about it. It ain't no good people out there. When we two good people trying to get together, like I don't want to hear anything about any singleness.
The wedding that I just, let me tell you, real talk, the wedding that I just came from in Jamaica, if this brother was here, he would tell you this. He was like, hey man, I was trying to find my wife. I didn't have time to be listening to all that manosphere shit. I swear. And this man just listen, high value. If this man just dropped what he had to drop on a destination wedding in Jamaica. So I think she found who she was going to find. And I think she, you know what I'm saying? It worked out. He said, man, I ain't got time for that shit. Like he's aware of it, but he's like, I put that shit to the side. I was trying to find my wife. I was serious. And he found his wife. He wasn't playing. Like some of these dudes ain't playing out here.
I mean, I love hanging out with married couples. It doesn't bother me at all. I do have a lot of healthy amount of single friends as well. But my best friends from like high school and college are all married.
Yeah.
The people that I've met that are single now have either were married and divorced now, or they just haven't found, their person yet. But I own a pole studio, so I'm around
a lot of single women. Yeah. A lot of women, period. Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely get a
still
lot of.
tell me where it's at, Angela.
Pole Lattes.
Frank, did you befriend me? Just send me a message on Instagram. Or on Facebook.
What's your name on there?
Angela Edwards. I'll give it to Manuel.
Okay.
Manuel has it.